大家好, I'm Martin, and this is Short Stories, brought to you by the Taichung Keda Language Center. Today's short story is called Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of NIMH. It's a story about a mouse named Mrs. Frisbee and her struggle to protect her sick son from the farmer's plow. And she runs into some interesting characters along the way. Well, before I read the story, I'm going to give you the vocabulary and vocabulary example sentences. After I have finished the story, I will read 4 listening comprehension questions. Okay, let's start. Vocabulary. Evil. Evil. This scary story starts with an evil monster that creeps into a small village. Disease. Disease. Staying healthy and exercising will reduce your risk of heart disease. Destroy. Destroy. The fire destroyed a large area of the forest. Grateful. Grateful. Before Thanksgiving dinner, the Smiths take turns saying what they're grateful for. Owl. Owl. In Western culture, many people think of owls as the wisest of all animals. Bush. Bush. Mr. Lee used a special type of scissors to shape the bushes in front of his house. Pill. Pill. Brad's doctor gave him some pills to take every day until his cold is gone. Volunteer. Volunteer. Megan volunteered to help the local organization serve food to the homeless. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, the restaurant is out of hamburgers today. I really wanted one. Capture. Capture. The police captured the bank robbers and put them in jail. Suspect. Suspect. Patrick suspects that his little son has been using his computer. Harm. Harm. Avoid using plastic straws if you can. They can harm sea animals. Advanced. Advanced. This latest model is our company's most advanced car. It can even drive itself. Technology. Technology. Technology such as the internet and phones has changed the way people live these days. Experiment. Experiment. Scientists are moving on to experiment on mice to test this new medicine. Escape. Escape. Everyone was surprised to find that a giraffe had escaped from the zoo. Pretend. Pretend. Little Tina's favorite game is to pretend that she is a popular singer. Regular. Regular. My regular breakfast includes eggs, toast, fruit, and coffee. Okay, let's begin the story. Mrs. Frisbee is a mouse who is facing many difficulties. Recently, her husband, Jonathan, was killed by an evil cat named Dragon. To make matters worse, her youngest son, Timothy, has been burning up for days. His disease has come at a very bad time. Mrs. Frisbee's family lives in a small house on a farm. She learns that soon the farmer will plow the area for spring, which destroys their home every year. If Timothy were healthy, they would move to their summer home. However, because Timothy is sick, she's afraid that he won't survive the journey. One day, Mrs. Frisbee goes out to get her son some medicine. On her way home, she saves a crow from being killed by a dragon. Grateful, the crow flies her to the tree of a wise old owl. The owl says that he can't help her, but he knows some animals who can. He tells her to meet with the rats of NIMH, who live in a bush on the farm. Mrs. Frisbee pays a call on the rats of NIMH and meets their leader, Nicodemus. She learns that the rats in this community are very intelligent. They can read and write like humans, and they have also developed many advanced technologies. Nicodemus tells her that these rats were taken to a laboratory at the National Institute of Mental Health, NIMH, NIMH. They became smart after scientists experimented with special drugs on them. In fact, the rats became so smart that they tried to escape from the lab. Along with the rats, there were some mice, and the mice escaped along with the rats, but only 2 of the mice who ran away survived. Mrs. Frisbee realizes that one of those mice was her husband, Jonathan. Nicodemus tells her about the plan. They are going to start their own farm as they are tired of stealing things from humans. They will leave trash everywhere here to pretend that they are just regular rats. First, however, the rats will help Mrs. Frisbee move, since Jonathan is a hero to them. Now they have to deal with their biggest problem, dragon. The rats know that moving Mrs. Frisbee's home won't be easy. Nicodemus decides that they are going to put a pill in Dragon's food to make him black out. Since the other rats are too big to sneak through the hole in the wall, Mrs. Frisbee volunteers to go. Unfortunately, the farmer's son captures Mrs. Frisbee and puts her in a cage. While she is locked up, Mrs. Frisbee overhears that men are planning to come to the farm to wipe out all the rats. Later that night, a brave rat sneaks into the farmer's house and helps Mrs. Frisbee escape. She tells the rats about the men who are coming to kill them. They suspect that the men who want to harm them are scientists from NIMH. Just in time, the rats move Mrs. Frisbee's home away from the plow and leave the farm before they are killed. The rats of NIMH escape to the mountains and start to build their new society far away from humans. Now for questions. Question 1. Why does Mrs. Frisbee need to move to her summer home? A. To avoid the cat, dragon. B. To avoid the summer rains. C. To avoid the rats of NIMH. D. To avoid the farmer's plow. The answer is D. To avoid the farmer's plow. Question 2. What advice does the wise old owl give Mrs. Frisbee? A. Talk to the cat, dragon. B. Talk to the farmer. C. Talk to the rats of NIMH. D. Ask the crow for help. The answer is C. Talk to the rats of NIMH. Question 3. What was Jonathan's secret? A. He was the cat dragon. B. He was a farmer. C. He escaped from NIMH. D. He was sick. The answer is C. He escaped from NIMH. Question 4. Why are they called the rats of NIMH? A. They escaped from a mental hospital. B. They built a time machine. C. They have superpowers. D. They formed a band. The answer is A. They all escaped from the National Institute of Mental Health, NIMH. That's the end of today's story. If you like that, I recommend that you read the original book. It's quite good. Also, you can watch the 1982 cartoon movie of this. It's also very good. So that's all around a pretty good story. Thank you for watching. I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.